Alright guys, to everybody out there following me, this is what's coming. I got two of these dudes. This is the Trunk Thunder Lithium 10K version 2. Now on the 10K version 2, there wasn't a whole lot of those out there in the wild, but it's a clear case, or a clear top to the case. And you can see how it's all ran inside here. They're really cool. I like it. I think it's neat. But the cells inside this case are the same exact cells that are in the version 3. So electrically, this is a version 3. The difference is the case and the bars. The bars are different in the version 2, and the case is different. The version 3 has a much thicker, even though this has got a really thick case, the version 3 has a much thicker case made out of a different material, and it has heavy copper bus bars. I'm not sure about this one, but the point is, these two guys here are pretty custom and pretty cool looking. And we've also did the logos in a more shiny kind of a thing going on the logo, so it's got some customization to it. I may do a little bit more on here, but some of this is kind of, some of the lettering is kind of missing, but you know, we're going to clean it up, make them look really good. And these are going to be powering the Tahoe when I get done with this next stage of build. And there's a lot to do. Now my buddy Dustin had these two batteries in his build, and he's changing things up, so I talked him into getting them, and he dropped them off to me. He also left the bars on here that he put on here, which those are going to come in handy. Those nice big 6 spots. And those are from the L Customs. So they're L Customs bars. At least those are. I think those are a little bit different. These are a little shinier than these. I don't know where these, there's no name on these. Anyway, these are going to go back here somewhere. I don't know where yet. And this rat's nest down here is getting totally redone. This battery, the Trunk Thunder Lithium version 1, is coming out of here, and I got to figure out exactly how I'm going to run these wires. I haven't come up with it yet, but I think what we might do is a little something right across here in this area. I think I might be dusting these guys off, cleaning them up. Got hot glue in there. Not the best looking thing, but I didn't want them to move around at all. So the only thing I'm concerned about is these bars. Figuring out how I'm going to tie this in, but I'm thinking about possibly just mounting it right across here, and then tying the capacitors straight into this bar, and then coming in from the batteries and hooking up to the capacitors. But that's kind of all up in the air, so I got to think over a lot of stuff. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I think having the caps near the amplifiers is always a good thing, and I think this will be one solid power supply. Now the Trunk Thunder Lithium 10K version 1 handled one amplifier at 8,000 watts no problem for a long time. It handled 2 amplifiers running a slightly lower ohm load or higher ohm load as well, and it still handles them at 1 ohm each on music. But when I'm on tone, pushing 16,000 watts, you know, with a full constant sine wave, the voltage will dip. I've reached the end of the ability of one single 10K to handle this system. Mind you, I'm close to double what that battery's rated for when I finally did find the end of what it's capable of doing. So I'm impressed with that battery. And that battery is going to go in Chris's vehicle. So he'll have more power supply for his 8K that he's running in there right now. It's going to be good for everybody, baby. So what I'm thinking is I can use these 2 positives and grounds that I'm connected to the battery with, connect them to the capacitor down here, okay, and then run 4 positives and 4 grounds from the trumped under lithium batteries to positives, and the grounds are behind those. So run 4 grounds straight to the amp bar, basically connecting to these wires, and 4 positives basically connecting to those wires. Whole lot of work taking this apart and doing all that, but mounting that capacitor down here I think will work good. Now what am I going to do about the charging wires? I'll figure that out. I think I'm going to take the 2 charging wires and just continue those on to the back to charge the batteries, rather than trying to configure them into this spot. I think that's the better option. One thing's for sure, I'm not doing it today. It's too wet and dribbly out here. Man, I'd love to work today, but sheesh. And I still got to clean up this. The shelves, the base from my Tahoe broke the shelves and stuff fell down in here. Now I got to get in here and I got to clean out my closet. All the stuff on that top shelf fell off. That shelf broke completely off. The brackets broke off. There was a bracket there, the bracket, it all just broke and fell. Man, 24 hertz is something else. And that Tahoe will absolutely do a 24 hertz rumble like you wouldn't believe. Now looking at that space over there, I may have to trim this down. I may have to shorten the bottom and the top part of it a little bit to narrowify it. And I got to get a measurement on the total bank, figure out if it's going to fit. I just checked the measurements and it's 15 by 8, and that leaves me a little bit of room for the terminals to have some space. So that's going to put it right up against that, and it's going to be tight, man, but I think it might go. I have to move things around just a little bit, shift them around. I think it'll fit in there though. It's going to be cool. A lot of power. Oh yeah, baby. All right. What do you guys think about that positioning? Something like that. I think it's pretty good. It's kind of what I got in my brain. All right. Got a few more things out of the way. Just got to do some vacuuming in here. And what I'm thinking about is a piece that goes between them to separate them, and then an E-shaped piece that goes in here, it comes out, goes in there, out, and in there, and out, and across, to position everything. And then one that goes like this across, but has a cutout on both for the logos to show through. These logos are pretty rough. I may replace them, but the point is I want to be able to pull them out. Whatever I end up doing, I want to show through the holes. So I think that's what I want to do. All right, so it looks like 8 and 20 3/4, 28 3/4. And then 41 and we'll call it 3/4. Those are my marks. And the total is 49 inches. And we're measuring from this end. So there's my piece. I need to know the depth. Come out, I think it's like 7.5. So it looks like 7 1/4. We'll work on that, on the depth. And that needs to come out for the cutouts, but then I need to figure out where I want the board to come out to make that top piece, that top, you know, E, it fits in there. So I want to come out enough to have a 3/4 inch piece underneath the lip. I may come out past it. I find that a lot of times when you're doing a horizontal plane, you end up with a better looking product if you actually hang out over the front of it. Just gives it a certain look, you know. So yeah. All right. So the vertical piece needs to come up 6 inches. So I got to have that piece accounted for. Because I'm going to have 3/4 of an inch on top of that. And 6 3/4 comes up right to the lip of the battery. So we're going to make that mark. Alright, we're going to save that piece, and then I got to start measuring off this piece and figuring out how far over I want to come with it. I got my measurements wrote on this cutout here. So hell's my tape? There it is. I know there's a ruler in front of me, but I'm old school. I like using a tape. So we're going to pull from the same side, which is going to be this side, and we're going to do an 8, 20 3/4, 28 3/4, and 41 3/4. That's going to be all those cutouts, and then we need to come in 7 1/4. So we'll put that one down here. Yeah, pretty much I measure to 1/4 unless I have to cut to fit something. Then I measure to an 1/8, and that will be crisp pulling up. So we'll start out with our that mark. Yep, there he is. All right, so then I'll just kind of draw these lines in. This is what the cutout's going to be. He's jamming hard. This thing is kind of big to work with sometimes, but it's what we got, so we work with it. What's up, Christopher? Want some ice cream, Christopher?
You want a popsicle?
Want a popsicle?
Want a little popsicle?
Want to pet the kitty cat?
Can we get you some of that right out of the maggot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you got a bunch of shit on here you don't need.
Yeah, but I'm going to be needing it. This square is just kind of big. It's big. I got all the electronic stuff out here.
Except for all the wires out of the way.
Well, I'm working on that. We do things a little at a time. When you're an old fart like me, you know, you gotta take it slow, man. A lot of times you get more stuff done if you go a little slower sometimes, because you don't have to do it twice. You just do it once the right time, first time, and then you don't have to do it again. Now the overall measurement on this thing, take that for me, would you? Just set it off the side somewhere. the overall measurement, since we measured from this end, overall measurement's 49 already, so we're Gucci on that. You might as well start rigging up the saws. That's going to be the next thing.
Where did the salt go? They're in here.
Yeah, you put them up. I had to figure out where the hell the framing square was. It was in there in the house. No, it'll fit. Not with this thing in there. Grab that, it'll all come out in one piece. Just take it out carefully. It'll slide right out of there. Set it all the way out. I just set it in there to look at it. It may end up going in this part, but we'll have to make some changes before I do it. So right now, I just want to see if this fits. It should be tight. All right.
Let's keep a couple batteries over.
I know it's going the wrong direction. Flip it over like this. Now we're on track. Still like to make some minor adjustments here. Just a little tap. Nope, you went too far. I had it lined up. That looks good. That's what we're looking for. So now, see, we don't need to take much out of it. Exactly.
Line right there.
And then just stay there.
Now you want to put 2x4s up under this?
No, stay there. You'll see. I'm going to show you. This is going to stand up underneath it. Just like this, but under there. And it's going to raise up to the top of this. Okay, after a bunch of studying and thinking I'm going to do something like this, and then turn it into a stump wall back here, speakers back here somewhere, plan back. But for now, what we're going to do is build some braces in on the side, on both sides, so that this can slide back and will set level with that, like so. And then that'll of course get carpeted too. I think it's going to look really cool. And then I'll decide on how I'm going to do, this will be the temporary piece. I'll decide on how I'm going to do the stunt wall, if and when and how, and I can do that. But I like this. This is going to look really good. I think it's going to look really cool. Yeah, you're better off to jig that one, bro.
Yeah.
A little excited there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Got a little bit crunk up. My broom here. I don't really want all that dust on my marker. That one fits badly. Okay, that's all it was. That's not ideal yet, but it's like right there. The fastening situation is the problem. The fit's fine. Hey Chris, got your crisp pies, too.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Hey, Chris, too.
It's nice and crispy.
Hey, crispy Chris. Crispy Chris, yeah. You ain't right, bro. What do y'all think, man? Hell yeah, it's looking cool, right? This here will be the contraption that we are constructing. Bob's your uncle.
Yep.
Maybe your auntie. Oh, Bob, you know.
Bob gets around.
Bob gets around.
Everybody drop, body drop, body drop. Bass rides rolling in, crowd goes off. Big subwoofers trying to blow the top off. Chrome wheels rolling in the paint, looks good. Cars from out of state, some from the hood. Drop like thunder, gonna make the ground shake. Hits like a hammer, it's a bass earthquake. SPL gadgets all chilling in the lanes. Big demos drop, make the crowd insane. Everybody drop, body drop, body drop. Drop, 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 drop. The bass won't stop, everybody drop. Gonna get loud, gonna get loud. Everybody drop, body, everybody drop. Everybody get loud. Everybody drop, body, everybody drop. People see the woofers, amps and wires. You see the matching colors, big amplifiers. You don't see the months of working through the night. Sweat, blood and tears trying to make it just right. The folks put a lot of making these cars. Many, many hours of maxing out cars. So when you meet us out there in the lot, know we're proud of the system we got. Everybody drop, body drop, body drop. Drop, 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 drop. The bass won't stop, everybody drop. Gonna get loud, gonna get loud. Everybody drop, everybody get loud. Everybody get loud. ignite. Whole block shaking, wolves hitting just right. Turn it up louder, feel it in your chest. This the part that we love the best. Crowd get wild, let the woofers pound. We ain't stopped until we shake the ground. Build it up higher, don't let it stop. Drop coming heavy, cause the bass don't stop.
Yesterday, we had to wrap it up.
Everybody drop, body drop, body drop, 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 drop.
Needs a bit more work, but you get the idea. And here's the current situation in here. So yeah, so power coming from the back to these two lines and to these two connecting in to here. This is coming from the alternator going back and or through back and forth, connecting things together to this positive here, which goes into the amplifiers. Ground right now is coming out on these two lines going to these two, which ultimately connect to the two on the batteries. We need 2 more grounds to get this all working together. And I've also got to redo some stuff down here because the battery that goes in here is no longer here. But we have a half the grounds we need right now, but it will function. I'm going through the wires. A lot of straightening up to do down there, but it's playing right now. That's what you're hearing. Not running, I'm just running off the batteries. I got the lights working. Everything's working like it's supposed to. I've just got to completely go through this whole mess down here. All right, things are improved in here. Still got a bunch of work to do yet, mainly in the back. These wires right here go to the stunt wall that's not in. Speaker wires, there's an amp turn-on wire in there that's not hooked up, it's just in the mix. Those speaker wires come off this little dude back here, which will be powering the stunt wall. But yeah, it's looking more normal. Just got a bunch of work to do back here. I need to run another ground wire. So I'm gonna have another ground wire that'll come off of that tab and go down and probably connect over there. So that's gonna be a digging it out kind of a situation. But we're gonna have all the grounds back here getting to the body, pulling grounds for the amps. Everything will be good. Life is good. All right, so this is my board standing up back here in the back. Pay attention to that. So it'll lay down in here and fits up against that like so. Okay, but the question is, should I hinge it back here and allow it to become a stunt wall like you just saw, or should I hinge it up here to allow it to become a storage spot for stuff? That's the question. Or should it just be fastened down right here? These are the options. Y'all vote down in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, if I have it in here hinged that way or bolted down, I can put my Slapz logo, not my Slapz logo, but my Trunked Under Lithium logo flag on this and logo it out to where it says Trunked Under Lithium across here, and then I could use it as a storage spot, which is probably what I'm leaning towards. I don't know, you guys let me know what you think.